Okay.
So,
Now, that question actually was the lead into my next one. Okay, the way it used to be was, okay, you used to be a garage band, start in a garage, work your way up. Now, in today's world, it's like, okay, you have more and more record companies, and I'm not even using those TV shows. You could be on YouTube, have a million hits, all of a sudden be picked up by a record company. It's a different world now and a different, age that we live in. And also the digital age, where it's almost like unless you're doing a show, there's almost no point in actually doing a full album anymore. And I actually read this a few places where we live in a singles, the music industry is singles based now versus entire album based. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you can buy like any single song you want to online for whatever.
99 cents,
You don't
buck
even have to-
49.
You don't even have to get the whole album.
Album.
If you want just this song or that song, or you don't want that one, it's like you have total freedom to pick
a
whatever
la
you want.
carte nation.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
we have, it's
The days of the B-sides are done.
yeah.
That's why-
People's attention spans aren't long enough anymore.
Well, it's because of the digital world we
Yeah.
basically live in now. That
I discovered that when Vines
140
came out.
characters
I
or
was like
less.
7 seconds long. That's about how long everyone's attention span is. If they're going to listen to something, they want to hear quick entertainment and they want it
They
that
don't-
second. They don't want to have to listen deeper or go through a bunch of different songs, which it's sad.
It's unfortunate.
Instant gratification.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can remember like growing up in the 80s, Survivor, Vital Signs. I liked the stuff that wasn't the hits more than I liked what they released.
That's why I got to write an entire album with a single. And
Now-
I like that with most
Well,
music.
I don't know. You could do that, but then the Def Leppard's already doing that. Shania Twain's already doing that. Yeah.
Now another question in this area. I actually heard this as far as authors go, and it pretty much applies to the entire industry. Brian, you're doing great. This is why I love doing this type of interview. This is why I chose to do this type of interview, because spur of the moment, people are relaxing, having a good time, versus coming in with a list of questions that everybody's already asked. Now, actually,
Get to see people's real responses versus.
yeah, and this is the way people are going to see you when they see a show.
Yeah.
But I actually heard this with authors, and being an author, I agree with it and I don't, to a point. Where in today's indie world, and everybody has a blog, social media, okay, everything. Where someone said that it's getting harder and harder to actually find a standard as to what is good, versus like, okay, years ago it used to be Rolling Stone was like, you read Rolling Stone, this is good, this isn't, bam. But the other side of it that I figured out was we're actually living in the age we live in is where you get the more real feedback, and it's actually up to the individual person now to determine what's good and what isn't. Do you agree with either side or of that, or something different?
I think music's moved along from being more about the actual music to being about how much money you can make off. of
Well,
Yeah.
it's,
It's a cash cow.
in going to college, I realized when people listen to music nowadays, they don't listen to be like moved or inspired. They listen to music a lot to literally just like have fun.
Mhm.
So that's why people don't really look at the lyrics, because they're not really caring.
It's
what the
just a
lyrics sound like.
distraction.
Which to some people, it's okay. Each is their own, but
Yeah.
it's sad because then people just don't care to go out to listen to music. They just
Yeah, I mean,
music is just there then.
like I saw at the band I saw last night at Steel Pub. That being said, it's like the crowd there was just there to drink and have fun, and the band was just background noise to them. And I've seen that on more than one occasion.
Putting a canopy over top of it so no one can actually see what was done.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Good metaphor for it.
Why is that funny?
Ryan Martin.
Yeah, it actually, hey, it makes sense. It's just, I mean,
I always do that.
the first song I liked actually was in 1976, July 4th. First song I ever fell in love with. I was 5 years old. So it's like, I've seen the evolution, or in some areas, de-evolution of music. That's why I ask these questions as far as, I've heard different opinions about what you guys really think. Now, any I'm actually going to wrap this up. Next question. Any previews as to what you guys have coming up? Come on, this is okay. Think of a movie trailer or like a book teaser. This is your chance to really, leave people on the perfect cliffhanger.
You know, Pat.
If you want me to take this one, because when I first heard autopilot,
Okay, actually, you know what? I want to get Ryan's reaction because I just showed him because he was new.
Yeah, I was gonna say the these stuff that they've been working on is definitely, I'd say it's quite different from the last album.
oh yeah, it's
A bit of a change up on a little bit more variety, kind of.
It's also
It's
it's
deeper.
bigger.
It's bigger.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. It's gonna be one hell of a long album.
well, no, not just
I mean,
bigger like that. The sound.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's-
I thought you were also. Isn't
I mean-
it gonna be a 2 CD
Yeah,
Yeah.
a double disc and
double disc?
Irene, the one song is very piano driven,
It's
and
very.
I don't want to say it's a power ballad because it's like an emotional, heart wrenching train wreck of an explosion
Well,
of
don't say
orchestra.
train wreck. that's
No,
just
but it's
awful.
like it's no, but like your
I
heart.
get what she's saying.
It's like it's explosive and it's heart wrenching and
Wrenching,
it's
yeah.
beautiful and it's like you're sitting there and you're just
It has a combination of the passion and the power.
Yes, if you want to find out the sound of the music, you might just have to listen
Come
to
see
it.
us live.
Now, here's the other thing, and because with the magazine, I don't only think of people living in the area, but especially going to summer tourist season, and then Christmas is the other huge tourist season. All the festivals, a lot of people coming into the area. What can people expect, not just from the music aspect, but you guys know my criteria very well. What can people expect? Okay, wow, the Phoenix Bridge. Okay, we checked you guys. Your sound out. We like it. What can they expect to actually see at a show, though?
They light the stage up. Like
Yeah.
honestly, as from a perspective of someone who has to market the shows and someone who actually puts them on the stage. When I talk to venue people, it's like what they bring to the stage and what I've seen you guys evolve into is just a live ball of energy. I mean, being in the Valley, we are the young blood. We know it.
Yes, we
You know, we walk.
You're not the youngest.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
I know. I can think of two bands that are younger than you, right?
ADD, the youngest one.
Also, one band I didn't even know was still around, that they're going to be Friday at Emmaus Snowblast, White Oleander.
I know them. I went to high school with the one person.
But yeah, you guys are the newer blood. I wouldn't exactly say the young blood because I've seen you guys. I've heard your music. I wouldn't say the young blood. I would just say the newer
Yeah.
and the newer sound.
The newer-ish blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just we walk into a place. We've evolved because when I first got involved with these guys, it was like 2011, and they,
7 years ago.
yes.
We're
I feel
scoring
like-
7 2
I
years
feel like
ago.
Brian's sitting here like, yeah, I'm not really.
Hi, Brian.
I'm a sort of a seasoned
I
veteran,
think the best way to
comparatively, anyways.
Yeah.
The best way to explain it is that whenever we go to a show, it's just like
Light it up and
it's
tear it down.
it's an event of how much we get into it.
So people can expect to, like with my criteria, over half of my criteria, people can expect to experience it and be more of a part of it than just, okay, here's the band, here's the crowd, here's the wall in between.
People can
Bam.
Pat likes to come out and reach out, like you like to come out and like kind of throw yourself at the crowd. I haven't seen you on bass yet perform, but I used to see you. You're talkative. Matt, you play like Animal from the Muppets, and then usually
I mean, that's one thing. There has to be a way to get the drummer out
Brian
front.
usually winds up on the floor at some point in the show.
Yeah, well, even when Brian does solo, it's like,
Like you usually, I've seen you play in a million. I
Play wholeheartedly.
you like throw yourself into walls on the floor. You're like on your back. You're on your legs.
I want to give them a show.
do at the very last song, do a Leonard Skinner drag out of Freebird on the guitar. No, that meant to be a compliment, Brian.
Yeah.
people can
And
ex-
then-
people,
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say you're nuts.
No,
people can expect us to give everything we got and leave our heart out on the stage.
okay, I just started.
Athlete.
It is. It is. Well, I
3 more questions because I always think the best on the fly. Number 1, you guys also do some solo stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Now, Daryl Hall John Oates, best example. They said that when they do their solo stuff, it actually helps when they get back, it actually helps them perform together. Do you, is that the way it works for you, where it's like, okay, you go out, you do your solo thing, then it actually helps it when the band gets together, or?
It makes you more solid as a musician on your own. It gets you more experience standing on your own, and then when you all come together, it's like a relationship in a way. If you go away for a little bit and you work on yourself, and then you come back,
you feel
and
refreshed.
and then you're all, as a whole, better as people or as musicians, and it's a better show.
Okay. Now, this one is for you.
Okay.
How managing a band, doing the marketing. I know from the magazine aspect, the marketing, even on doing just the social media is like, that is like, at least that could take you could be on the laptop for literally 24 straight hours and not get it all done. How difficult is it? Whether, I'm not only thinking about Lehigh Valley because you guys perform outside of Lehigh Valley. How difficult is it, and like, what are the challenges? And this is also advice for other people out there.
Well, I've been doing this not just with them, but I've been doing this period since I was like 14 or 15 years old. So I've kind of watched it go from the MySpace age to Facebook to Twitter. Like, as everything has come out,
Pinterest, Instagram, yada yada yada.
Well, I will say the thing that has been really weird in the past year or two is suddenly we had to make a lot more accounts on a lot of different websites, and it's like, because I went from
Market.
Well, because when we first started, because you did it with your solo project, you just
Yeah.
had a Facebook page and you just pretty much directed everything and funneled it through Facebook.
Within about for about a month straight, I took a break from once I had my first 2 solo albums recorded. I just promoted them for a month straight and worked about 10 hours a day, doing nothing but online promoting. But it pays off.
And the worst part of it is we had like 3 different bassists in the past year.
We
So every time it's like we took
pictures.
pictures, it's like, take more pictures. No, we still have to take
Now
more
it's
pictures.
still
Yeah.
probably gonna throw people off more now that it's like, wait, didn't he play guitar a while ago?
Well, and it's funny because every time, and that's like we were joking about it because I manage the website and everything. And it's like I just finally did the redesign, and now I have to redesign it again. So.
Oh yeah, I basically, you guys know and everybody knows, I literally, between Christmas and New Year's, I tore apart the magazine, I tore apart the website, and I still have to get all the Pinterest and, and it's like,
I don't know how people stay connected on so many different websites
Yeah,
nowadays.
it's just well.
actually there's ways to automate it. Like, I use Hootsuite on Twitter.
We do that.
Together.
And it's just
Overload though.
it's difficult because at the end of the day, maybe from our aspect, we want to get everyone out to the live show. So our main thing of when we promote is like, hear this, come see us, because we are in it as an art form, and as a manager, what I'm trying to get you to do, I'm selling their art, their hearts, their souls.
Right.
Like, come experience them. Come experience them as people. Come out and
We have to sell our
see
souls to
everything.
Brian, 'cause he's-
Okay, now just give me one.